Kumusta ka mo? Hi, it's Victoria. This video is very personal to me. It's too close to home, but I hope you learn a thing or two from this video. Oh, easy mo. Think positive lang bala. Choose your battles. Kabinuang ka na? These are the things that we usually hear from people, from those who love us, when we start to curl up in vulnerability, when the tears start bursting through, when your heart starts racing and you feel helpless and alone, when we try to ease that pressure by coming to a loved one. And sure, the intention behind it must be good, pero kisa ang unsolicited pieces of advice nga do more harm than actually help. You would think by now that mental health would be a more organic conversation to have, pero sa tuod, mabudlay man gyapon mag-open up about our mental health issues because we get judged, and it's time that we do something about it. It's time to normalize asking for professional help without any lingering shame. So let's unpack the stigma around mental health and discuss actionable ways to destigmatize it. You know it, I know it, we all do. We all know that growing up in the Philippines means growing up in a society that cares so much about what other people think of us. Hindi kita itong gusto nga machismis ang pamilya ta. Sino man gid bala may gusto nga ikalat ni Marites nga may sakit sa ulo o kon gabinuang ang bata ni Susan. But since we're so afraid of what other people think of us, we don't realize that we are shaming ourselves and the people we love for a so-called reputation and for something that isn't supposed to be an issue to be ashamed of. First of all, mental health is just as serious as any physical condition, even more important sometimes at some occasions. So let's stop calling people crazy or gabinuang if they choose to express themselves in a different manner than you would expect someone to. When someone opens up to you about their fears, worries, or problems, they're not necessarily asking you to solve their problems. Sometimes the best help we can offer is the time to hear them out. Instead, a lot of us have heard unsolicited pieces of advice that did more damage. Let's go back to the examples that I mentioned earlier. Oh, AC mo? No. What I'm feeling is valid, and it may be so petty for you, but it weighs a ton on me. I'm learning to identify and manage my triggers, and this is my way of doing so. Think positive ka lang bala? Don't you think I want to? Do you think I want to be sad all the time? Kung may choice lang ko ba? I'd like to be happy and not feel like all the time. So stop telling people who are sad, think positive, because it's not helping. It doesn't sound like support. It sounds like someone undermining someone's experience or invalidating their response. Choose your battles. I would if I could, but when you're in the middle of a mental health crisis, sometimes you feel like a war zone, and sadness just overcomes your whole being. I'm not choosing to be stuck here, but I am. I did not choose this battle, but it's here anyway. It is crippling, hence the need to seek for professional help. Kabinuang ka na? Yes, I might be. That's why I need professional help. It's okay to ask for help, but stop giving negative connotations behind seeking professional help for our mental well-being. Ang nadlok na nga mahambalan nga weak, sensitive, or gabinuang are just a few of the reasons nga mabuday mag-open up sa mga pamilya ta about wanting to seek professional help. Our concerns are often invalidated because they continue to compare how they deal with their problems to how we deal with ours. And we Filipinos value resilience so much that it's dangerous for situations like this. Hindi tanan nga bagay dapat ison. It's time to educate our family that seeking professional help, showing vulnerability, is not a sign of weakness. And it's not something that they should shy away from. When we feel any physical pain, we easily consult a doctor. Or if we feel any toothache, we immediately book a dentist appointment. But why is it so difficult for us to admit that we need help for our mental health? This is how we were brought up in this society, but it is not an excuse to continue living this way. We can still change this by educating ourselves and the people around us. Anxiety and depression shouldn't be taken lightly. Thoughts of self-harm even more. It takes strength to accept that you need professional help. You are not weak, you are strong. For even thinking of asking for help, it takes courage to ask for help. You have to help yourself. And for you to do that, you have to surround yourself with people who care about your well-being, and not just when it's convenient. Just like my last video, if you think that cutting ties is better at preserving your mental health, then do it. Prioritize yourself and your healing. You can't heal when someone keeps opening that wound. My therapist once told me, no matter how big or small the trigger is, it's still a trigger. And from then on, I realized that going to therapy was the best decision I've made. It made me realize nga wala ako gainarte lang nga hindi ko OA, I wasn't too sensitive or weak. There is a real problem with my mental health, and it isn't something that I should be ashamed about. And on days that we feel more sensitive or weak, it's okay. It's okay to feel vulnerable. Ihibit. It's okay to feel these emotions because we are humans. People are not strong 24/7. So why do we have to pretend to be? Now, if you are someone who has a family member or a friend who wants to seek professional help, please remember what I'm about to say. When they approach you, all you have to do is listen. Even with the best intentions, listen first. Do not compare how you dealt with a similar situation unless they ask you to, because trust me, they've had enough of that already. Even if your intention is to help, you might end up invalidating them instead. Next is to understand that they are seeking professional help for their own good. There is no point in shaming them in wanting to get better. Know that mental illness can lead to negative physical effects too. All they need is your presence and support. On the other hand, if you're someone who's having a hard time dealing with sadness or anger, I'm going to share something to you of what my therapist said in dealing with situations like this. You have to learn how to breathe. Now, it may sound cliche, but scientifically, when we're angry, there's little oxygen in our brain. Hence, we cannot think properly. Let's learn how to accept and welcome these emotions. Hindi pag-ipuna, kay mas delikado pa na for your physical and mental health. After accepting and welcoming those emotions, let's learn how to let go of them mindfully. If things get worse, please consider therapy. I know it may be a hard pill to swallow right now, but once you start seeking professional help from the right people, it makes a big difference. Kagbalaan ko budlay magpakonsulta, especially nga wala ta kilala nga doktor or wala kwarta pambayad sa pang-consultation, di ba la? And actually, there's this neat app that I'm working with. It's called konsulta.md, and don't think I'm just saying this because it's sponsored. I choose who to work with, and this app is definitely worth it. Imagine, i-calculate bala kung tagpila ang imo ang ginagasto kung magpakonsulta ka sa gwa. Sometimes it could range from 300 to 1,000 pesos per visit. But this is within your pocket's reach, literally. It can help make healthcare and medical consultations convenient, accessible, and affordable. If you don't know where or how to start, you can start by downloading their app konsulta.md and claim your 1 month free health plan from me to you. Just use my code KMDXVIKTORIA and you'll be assured that you'll have a medical professional on the other line ready to hear you out 24/7. Back to what I was saying, there is nothing wrong with taking action and wanting to get better. You do not become any less for asking for help. They say all problems have solutions, and even if we despise the solution at hand, we have to take the risk and consider it. Who knows how much it will change our lives? Now for the bigger picture. Our goal is to eliminate the stigma around mental illness, and the key is education. We keep hearing people say, let's normalize the stigma. Okay, but how? Let's start within ourselves and within our circles. While it's a personal journey, We are not and should not be alone in this. We heal together. Maskin pila pa naka-therapy sessions kadtuan ta kung ang environment ta wala gabag-o, toxic man gyapon, nothing will change. So let's remind the people we encounter that this is a group effort. Be accountable for your part in a situation. Whether it's you who's going through the mental health dilemma, or your sibling, or your friend, start by asking yourself, how can I be part of the solution? Let's remind people respectfully that mental health is just as important as physical health. Literally, by the World Health Organization, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of a disease or infirmity. That means all three facets are equally important. So kung may ma-provoke na ni si Imo, remember, our goal is not to fight, but to help them understand that that way of thinking is wrong and that it could actually do more harm than good. Have a more mature conversation with them and listen to what they have to say. And respectfully say your piece as well. Keep in mind that it is important for us not to make them feel that we're against them. We're not just on the same page on their beliefs with mental health. Approaching them in a hostile manner would just push them away. On the other hand, if they still want to uphold their belief, they agree to disagree na lang kamo and walk away. Remember that you cannot keep talking to a blank wall. It's pointless to educate someone who doesn't want to listen. If it costs you your peace and your mental health, it's not worth it. So what can we do about it today onwards? Acknowledge your emotions and your struggles and the fact that you might need professional help. The more we push this aside, the more we continue our agony. Know that the shame surrounding this is a product of society's ignorance on the benefits of having a therapist. Surround yourself with your tribe. Not everyone deserves a seat on your table, and that's okay. Surround yourself with people who are good for your mental health. Mga tao nga wala gina-invalidate ang imong mga experiences, mga tao nga ginasuportahan ang imong personal growth, whatever that means to you, kag mga tao nga wala gina-question ang imong worth. Support. Understand that everyone is going through a battle, and if they need professional help to help them win this battle, then we should support and applaud them until they reach the finish line. Or better yet, kung isa ka sa mga family members or friends, you can heal with them. Take this opportunity to grow with a person. Be part of the solution. Don't just stay on the sidelines and cheer when you can actually walk with them. A therapist is only available for a few hours, but you are there for good. Lastly, if you or anyone you know need immediate help, please call the suicide hotline. They're very accommodating, and our hotlines work. They are there to help. To end, this was a very personal topic. I am still going through this, but I am not ashamed. And I want you to know it is okay. It is okay to feel these emotions, but it is also okay to ask for help. So please, if you are going through the same thing, much worse, please seek therapy or seek support and comfort from your loved ones or from the people you trust. It'll save your life. This is the 14th episode of my makeup therapy series, and if you like content such as this, please hit the like, the share, comment your thoughts down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.